What's up, you all? I just want to go live real quick, and I'm gonna go live tomorrow. We're talking about something else, but um, I want to talk about these clips I saw. Hold on 1 second. And today's title is, prudent versus foolish. And the Bible talks about wisdom, being the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and in all thy getting, get understanding. The key is the understanding part. I think a lot of times folks don't want to admit they don't know. We got to lean to God all the time. But I think it's just difficult for folks to say they don't know. Everybody tries to have the answer. I'm trying to find this folder real quick. Friday night. Here we go. But I'm going to play this real quick. And I got a video about Chuck. Hold on. Let me play the second part with Chuck. Hold on. Let me do Chuck's second part.
I wasn't around in the 60s, right? But I've heard stories from my family and my loved ones and shit was tough on niggas. It was tough on niggas. I'm not surprised that niggas...
It was tough on niggas. I wonder how many people got murdered in Detroit back in 1960 versus how many niggas got killed last year. All this shit we talking, we hear about racism, the KKK, and all this bull. We have accomplished something the Ku Klux Klan could never have done. I don't give a damn all the racism, all the bullshit. You ain't entitled, period. We may have been oppressed, we may have been under the gun, but we carried ourselves with more dignity and respect and love and appreciation for one another. In spite of everything that we were going through. We had dignity and class. Now look at this shit going on today. White people ain't thinking about your ass because you sabotaged yourself.
Everybody is definitely everybody plays a part, but it's not happenstance. And to your point, the Marxists is like, nigga, it was a plan. It's been a plan for a long time for this exact same thing to happen. So it can't be like y'all did it to yourselves if the whole thing is...
You did it because you are responsible for your education. You are responsible for knowing the things that you need to know in order to make yourself something in this world. Yeah, them people may have a plan that at the end of the day, every man is born with free will. But they know that they get all type of social status, credit, and accolades if they can go before a group of disgruntled people and represent to the mainstream on behalf of them, their grievances. It's like trust upon the leader and I will ensure that you have what it is that you need to have because of those people over there have done you wrong. So I'm going to take from them and bequeath it to you. But it never quite makes it to them. But got all this to say about America and about white people. But they sitting up there bumping elbows with the very same white folk that share their brain because they all think the same. They all a bunch of leftists. All of them. And I'm gonna keep saying it, bro.
The black man, we got to be honest. We got to use wisdom. If the Marxists, communists, had a plan for the Negro in America, what gave them the confidence that it would work? I'm serious. What gave them the confidence that it would work? And because the culture is so, what's the word I want to use? Because the culture is just so demonic, people don't even realize that if a person is able to run some game on you, that means you have some deficiencies. If some people across the world could say, we're going to use those people in America to do our plan, What were they seeing? What gave them the confidence to say, we're going to get these people to abandon their God? We're going to get these people to lose all morals and all respect. We're going to get these people to just have no character. What gave them the confidence? I'll tell you what gave them the confidence. They looked at a nation of people and think about who they were inviting over to Russia. Who were they inviting over to Europe to get a look at everything, to study, to learn? Who were they inviting? Think about it. Who were the first people they took over there to show them this great global communist plan? No, I don't mean, no, I'm talking about, no. I mean from America. Who specifically did they take from America to say, we want to show these people what we got going on? The men. The men. They took the men. So that means they had to look at a group of people, and the first security blanket is the men. I'm not saying they didn't take women eventually, but I guarantee the first people to go over there to Russia to see them communists and see what they was doing was the men. Because when they look at a nation, they gotta judge the security of the nation. Okay, so we gotta look at the men, women, and the children. Who can we bring over here to best get our message across? Who can we best bring over here to go back to the States and convey this message? And I guarantee you, I don't know if it's for sure, but I guarantee you, when they got them men over there, when they got the kings over there, I guarantee they got them with decadence. I guarantee they got them with decadence. I guarantee they had prostitutes for them. I guarantee they got them with decadence. I guarantee they told them, if you make America communist, you're going to be living like this. I guarantee it. They got them with decadence. Those people looked across at America and they said, we can conquer them, or we can use them because the men lack character. The men lack honor. Right. Umaquai, they wined and they dined them. I know what they did. Because there's no way anybody with any sense could go over there, see what they saw, and come back and give a good report unless you saw yourself in the position of the people that were terrorizing those beneath them. That's the only way. So we know that probably the greatest flaw of the black man is that he doesn't have any wisdom. And if he doesn't have any wisdom, he doesn't have any understanding. What Pastor Manning said was quite profound, but it was also quite telling. If you look at the history of the world, who is the weakest man in the world? Who is the one that gets, think about this. How does Africa get colonized in the colonial days and get colonized in the modern times too? How's that possible? How are you in two different time periods and you getting colonized in both? So if the man doesn't have any wisdom, he doesn't have any understanding, then how can he defend his woman and his children? He can't. Chuck is in a room with these guys. I'm going to play it again. Chuck is in a room with these guys. And what he's saying is flying over their head. Now the little light-skinned one, his feelings are hurt. I can tell you right now that both of those men in there have their mother's spirit. They have Big Mama's energy. But if the man doesn't have any wisdom, he doesn't have any understanding, then how can he protect his woman and his children? So the problem with the Black community, again, is the fact that the men are out of order.
Since I wasn't around in the 60s, right? But I've heard stories from my family and my loved ones and shit was tough on niggas. It was tough on niggas. I'm not surprised that
it
niggas.
It was tough on niggas. I wonder how many people got murdered in Detroit back in 1960 versus how many niggas got killed last year. All this we talking, we hear about racism, the KKK, and all this bull. We have accomplished something the Ku Klux Klan could never have done. I don't give a damn all the racism, all the bullshit. You ain't entitled, period. We may have been oppressed, we may have been under the gun, but we carried ourselves with more dignity and respect and love and appreciation for one another.
That's
in spite of everything that we were going through. We had dignity and class. Now look at this shit going on today. White people ain't thinking about your ass because you sabotage yourself.
Everybody definitely plays a part, but it's not happenstance. And to your point, the Marxists is like, nigga, it was a plan.
Now think about a man. This is a grown man. Think about a man hearing what Chuck just said, and his response is, well, we're not responsible because it's a plan. I encourage any of you all you have to do is you can look at any thumbnail, I guess like whatever, where someone's about to speak, the steal of a video, I don't know, whatever they're about. And if you see a Black man on there, I guarantee you 9.9 times out of 10, he is on there crying, complaining, and making excuses. I guarantee it. Chuck just told this man that in spite of what we went through, we still had dignity and pride. How do we go from having dignity and pride in a time period that we claim was the worst, just to turn around and do more damage than all of the racist groups combined? Because you do know that the total number of lynchings ever is like 3,000. But that includes 3,000 of Black, white, Hispanic. How many homicides happen a year in the Black community? Let's just say I'm a round down. I'm going to say 10,000. So let's just say from 1990, 2024. And I'll say half now. I'll say half. 400,005 homicides. Since 1990, 400,005 homicides. and I have not touched abortions. Think about that number. 405,000 from 1990 to 2024. I'm sorry. My bad. 300. I'm sorry. My bad. 305,000. Still, I'm sorry. 305,000. And this man just said it's a plan. What plan can make a person want to murder another person? $305,000 homicides, roughly, since 1990. That means in a 35-year span, Black people have managed to do more killing than any other period of history in America. Think about what I'm saying. In 35 years, over 300,000 homicides have happened to 12% of the population. And during that time period, they managed to create a culture around the killing, around the crime, around the mayhem and destruction that glorified it. On top of that, you do know that almost half of the homicides in the Black community go unsolved. 49% of the homicides in the Black community go unsolved. You know why? Because there's no snitching. Who do you think established no snitching? Who do you think established glorifying death in the culture? Who do you think established the decadence? Who? It was the men. It was the men. I've heard everything from the government put the guns on the train and run the trains through the hood and open the doors up. I've heard they put crack in the community. I've heard all of this stuff. But what you've never heard is a group effort from the men to go against it. You've never heard somebody said the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers were communists. They were admitted communists. So my question is, if the Black Panthers were admitted communists, how are they helping Black people? How? How can a communist help the Black community when throughout history we've never seen it? The Black Panthers look good on paper. They look good in movies. They look good on t-shirts, on jackets, tattoos, not in real life. So at the end of the day, what Chuck is telling them is that what you all are claiming has been the detriment of Black people by white people has literally been undone in 40 years. You understand what I'm saying? In a 40-year time period, Black folks have been able to undo or eclipse everything that white folks did in 40 years.
It's been a plan for a long time for this exact same thing to happen. So it can't be like y'all did it to yourselves.
No,
if the whole thing
you did it because you are.
The devil is going to tempt you with what you want. The church doesn't teach this. You're not going to hear a pastor say, the devil tempted you with your own desires. They're not going to say that. They're going to make it seem like Satan is operating independent of you. It's not how that works. The devil is going to entice you with what you find enticing. So that means if the devil was giving you this great test, it's because you desire what the devil was offering. The devil might set the trap, but you want the cheese. So in other words, Satan's testing of you is really a reflection of your character. So if there was a plan put in place and black people fell for it, that means that black people desired the banana in the tailpipe. That means whatever they was offering black people, they wanted it. When the children of Israel got free, what'd they do? When the children of Israel saw all these miracles, even Pharaoh's army being destroyed, even getting all of Pharaoh's gold, even making it to freedom. Think about what they saw. They saw Pharaoh defeated, they got all his gold, and they got freedom all at once. And what did they do? How did they respond to all of that? How did they respond to getting everything they wanted? They responded in such a way that Moses had to create a 10 Commandments. Think about that. They responded in such a way that Moses had to create a 10 Commandments for a people that knew God was real. So now we fast forward to this election, and people are seeing everything. Nothing is being hidden. But this is how Satan works. This is how you know that this election is going to cost dearly, greatly. This election is going to be the nail in the coffin for black people. It is. Because all the information about Kamala is out there. All the lies, everything is out there for you to see. And you're still going to pick her. Because black people will always choose Barabbas. Moses brought the 10 Commandments down. He brought them down on the tablet. Talking about he didn't create them. He brought them down. He brought them down to the people. He agreed with them. Yeah, they wanted to go back to Egypt to live a life of decadence. Same with the prodigal son. Give me my money now so I can go live my best life. That's black people. Let us have fun with Kamala now. We'll just suffer later. Let us have fun with Obama now. We'll suffer later. Let us have fun with Biden now. We'll suffer later. What's up? So Chuck is talking to this guy. And now the little light-skinned guy, he in his feelings, so he's being quiet. He in his phone, he upset. He can't wait to get home and get on Twitter and social media and vent and all that. But this guy in the green, he think he done stumbled onto something. You see, what you all got to realize is that when the average black person is talking to you, and when I say talking to you, I mean those of you that are actual free thinkers. They're not talking to you to get the truth. They're not talking to you to get understanding or to get wisdom. They're talking to you to be able to combat what you know. That's their goal. Their goal is to have the information to combat it. It's not to have the information to get edified. Trust me, that's not their intentions. Their goal is to get you to say what you believe so they can go back and digest and chop it all down. One of my family members was arguing with me about the destruction of the black family. And he said that the black family was destroyed by, I think he said the welfare. I think he said the welfare, where they had to, the man couldn't be in the house. And I said, no. Oh, no, my bad. No. He said that slavery destroyed the black family. And I said, well, according to the historians, the black and the white ones, they claim that black people got married at 90+% during slavery. The majority of black slaves were married, the adults were married. I said, so how could that destroy the black family if they were getting married during slavery? And then I said that we didn't see the marriages start to dissipate until the 60s. I said, so we're talking about literally, it's almost 100 years later, the black family starts to dissolve. Why did it take 100 years for that to happen? What happened in that 100 years? So then he goes and talks to my other cousin, who is professor at Stanford. And so he tells him, don't even engage with him. Don't worry about it. He don't know what he's talking about. So basically just shut me down and just go ahead and live in a bliss obligity or obligity bliss. But at the end of the day, slavery did not destroy the black family, nor did slavery create a culture that we see today. All this stuff happened years after slavery. If black folk was acting this way right out of slavery, then what you all say would make sense. But guess what? Black folks couldn't act that way out of slavery because let y'all tell it, massa would have strung them up. So let y'all tell it, slaves was on their P's and Q's during slavery.
You did it because you are responsible for your education. You are responsible for knowing the things that you need to know in order to make yourself something in this world. Yeah, them people may have a plan that at the end of the day, every man is born with free will, but they know that they get all type of social status, credit, and accolades if they can go before a group of disgruntled people and represent to the mainstream on behalf of them their grievances. It's like trust upon the leader and I will ensure that you have what it is that you need to have because of those people over there have done you wrong. So I'm going to take from them and bequeath it to you. But it never quite makes it to them. But got all this to say about America and about why.
That light-skinned dude, he's salty. That look right there is a look of you pour salt on a slug's face. That is a salty slug face that he has right there. He's so upset with Chuck right now. Everybody knows when the truth is being told. I don't care if they deny it. I don't care if they lie about it. I don't care if they act like they're not interested. I don't care about. Everybody knows when the truth is being told. Everybody knows because the truth is convicting. When Al Sharpton is speaking, there's no conviction because he's lying. When Kamala Harris is speaking, there's no conviction because she's lying. Just think about the people that you listen to and ask yourself, why don't I feel what they're saying? It's because they're not telling the truth. This man right here is salty. He's a grown man, salty, because his pride and ego have been destroyed. Chuck trying to get this man a way out of black folks love saying mental slavery. He's trying to give him a way out of mental bondage.
Never quite makes it to them, but got all this to say about America and about white people. But they sitting up there bumping elbows with the very same white folk that share their brain because they all think the same. They all a bunch of leftists. All of them. And I'm going to keep saying it, bro.
Little leprechaun in the green. Laughing like Popeye. He's in a room with two grown men who will call themselves kings, leaders, all these grandiose titles, and just as lost and foolish as a child. Shout out to Chuck for these two clips. I just grabbed this one because I could not have time to even watch the video, so I watched it with y'all. But I knew he was going to say something that was good. But really, it ain't about Chuck roasting them. It's about Chuck trying to open their minds up, open their eyes up. Dude, y'all been playing this game your whole life and you still are losing. Black folks been playing this game this entire time and they're still, you mean to tell me y'all done sided with the communists, y'all done sided with the liberals, y'all done sided with the socialists, y'all done sided with the government, y'all done sided with Hollywood, y'all done sided with the sports industry, y'all done sided with entertainment, y'all done sided with all of these entities and you're still losing. My goodness. At some point you gotta say, you know what? I give up. I tap out. It's crazy. I'm listening to these. I'm like these. Shout out to Chuck, man. These.
At work, I can't hold a job. I just quit my job today, actually, because I wanted to come and do this, and they wouldn't let me. And I felt like it was important, and it was more important than serving pizza, and we had enough people, so I felt like since I'm an actor, they should understand. They should have let me do it, but they didn't. And then I had a cold, so they were making me work in a freezer. And I'm really not one to be disrespected, and I felt like that was disrespectful because I asked to go, you know. So I quit, and he told me I couldn't quit, and that even made me hyper. I'm arrogant, so when he told me I couldn't quit and we had all these customers, I chose that time to jump on a soapbox, grab my leather jacket, light a cigarette in front of him, smoke, and leave in the middle of a rush.
And this is y'all king. And this is y'all king, immortalized in the community. So much propaganda. Tupac was a psyop. Tupac was a psyop. Somebody told me that rappers are bad actors stuck in character. Rappers are bad actors stuck in character. This is the real Tupac right here. Not the thug life. All eyes on me. Machiavelli. No, this is Tupac.
Like at work, I can't hold a job. I just quit my job today, actually, because I wanted to come and do this. And they wouldn't let me. And I felt like it was important, and it was more important than serving pizza. And we had enough people, so I felt like since I'm an actor, they should understand. They should have let me do it, but they didn't. And then I had a cold, so they were making me work in a freezer. And I'm really not one to be disrespected, and I felt like that was disrespectful because I asked to go, you know. So
this is a this is a famous clip by Tupac, and black folks would just gloss over all this. Anytime a man talks and does like this, like the fingertips touch his chest,
so I quit, and he told me I couldn't quit. And that even made me hyper. I'm arrogant. So when he told me I couldn't quit and we had all these customers, I chose that time to jump on a soapbox, grab my leather jacket, light a cigarette in front of him, smoke, and leave in the middle of a rush. Like at work.
You got Tupac telling you all how to be a degenerate. This man purposefully waited till his job had a rush and left. And this is a famous clip by Tupac, and he gets a pass for this. They're going to say he was young, he was an actor, y'all tripping. He gets a pass for this. But this is Tupac. I done heard Sweet Pac. I done heard Puddin' Pac. Y'all don't hear cutting up. Choo Choo React said Puddin' Pac. Angel Wings said Sweet Pac. Yeah, something about the tank top. But anyway, that's just, but again, this is the gross hypocrisy in the culture. What we see here. Black folks pick and choose who they're going to hold accountable, who they're going to let slide. And usually, the folks that black folks hold accountable are the righteous people. The folks they give a pass to are the evil and wicked and decadent. That's usually how it works. Let's continue.
Y'all gotta forgive me how I sound. I'm a little stuffy right now, but I just want to share a real experience with y'all, you know? So I'm leaving Chicago. I'm going city to city throughout the Midwest.
And so, wisdom versus foolish. My question is, what is the fate of the black community if black men don't have any wisdom? What is the fate of the community if the men don't have any wisdom? Because even if, you know, the people get this so-called freedom and they get to take over America and everything is great, if the men don't have any wisdom, what's going to be the end result? Let's continue. This is a rapper called T Grizzly, but today we're going to call him T Cub.
Y'all gotta forgive me how I sound. I'm a little stuffy right now, but I just want to share a real experience with y'all, you know? So I'm leaving Chicago. I'm going city to city throughout the Midwest and other spots, just talking to the young to the young niggas that's in trouble and shit like that, fighting cases, you know what I'm saying? Being abused that's in homes, kids that got incarcerated parents, all these, this is what I'm on. I'm just going to kick with them. Ain't nobody paying me to do this. Ain't nobody making me do this. I'm just doing this because I wish somebody would do it for me, right? So I just left Cook County Juvenile Detention Center. You know what I'm saying? Chicago, Cook County, JDC. And they telling me, okay, we're going to have you talk to the ATs. These is people who too young to go to the county, but they being charged as an adult. And on their 18th birthday, is when they get transferred to the county. So everybody who complaining on their birthday, these niggas' birthday, this is when they get transferred to the county to fight a case. So as I'm walking through the hallway, I'm just preparing myself. I already bet what I'm about to say to him. You know, I don't rehearse this shit. I like for it to be natural. You feel me? I like to be personal. So I'm just walking through the hallway and I'm looking around. I'm seeing everything. It's low key. It's low key a school. They got a little game room where they got the PS5s and the air hockey. They got all this. They eat real food. They go to class. There's a little barber school in there. So I'm just walking through seeing all this. And then when I get there in the room, my mindset was like, I'm about to talk to some niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to kick it with some niggas. But when I walk in the room, bro, these is babies, bro. Feel me? And I let them know, like, a lot of people that come talk to y'all, they might not be qualified to talk to y'all because they haven't been through what y'all been through. You know, but the people, they come talk to y'all because the people who is qualified to talk to y'all don't do it.
So, Choo Choo said, call him T Bear. So we call him T Burr. So T Burr is going to speak to the youth at a juvenile detention center. Now, he's talking about someone being qualified. And so there's this belief that if you have done what somebody else has done, that makes you qualified to speak to them. Do you know how many people have done the same thing and can't give any good advice? Think about what he's saying. He's saying that a person has to have gone through what you all have gone through, which is be foolish and stupid and dumb and irrational, to be able to relate to you all. When in actuality, that might be the worst person. Because what you need is somebody that didn't do what you did to tell you their mindset and thought process on why they didn't follow the steps that you took. Not somebody that did what you did and then is rapping about it, but just so happens to have made it out. Right, Angel Wings, hypocrisy. Hip hop, I can't even say it. Hypocrisy. But he's trying to tell you that I'm qualified because I got a robbery. T Burr had a robbery case. This genius, it's on YouTube. You can go watch it. This genius tries to do a smash and grab at a jewelry store. And of course, he got caught. I say this all the time. Black folks shouldn't do crime. Black folks don't make good criminals. They just don't. They don't plan well. They just don't. But he walked into a jewelry store, smashing glass and trying to run out. Of course, he got caught. But let's continue.
Niggas who been through y'all shoes, been in y'all positions, don't talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make sure I ain't one of them people who qualified to talk to the streets and don't talk to them in this type of manner. So these is babies, they quiet, they shy and everything. And I had to ask them, like, bro, y'all niggas used to this or something? Like, y'all see this every day? You know? Like, I ain't no telling when I might be back or somebody like me might be back, especially if y'all want to get out and be rappers. Like, this is a golden opportunity. Kick it with me. I'm here for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Nobody pay me to come up here, gang. Ain't nobody make me do this. I'm doing this because I'm here for y'all. So don't waste this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? After I said that, they started opening up slowly but surely. They started rapping, everything. We in there kicking it, laughing. I brought them all some Harold's up there. You feel me? We eating like family. So
far, do you hear any wisdom that T. Bird has dropped on these children? Now, he said he's qualified to talk to them. My question is, what wisdom has he imparted on these young men since he's walked in their shoes? King Cole said, you can't pass the test getting tutored by someone that failed it. You can't pass the test getting tutored by someone who failed it. Can someone please tell me what T. Bird has said to these children that is going to open their minds up and enlighten them? All he's done is buy them some fried chicken and rap. That's what he said. I bought him from Harold's Chicken. We rapped and had fun like family. So the same thing he does with his family, he did with them. That means no growth, no edification, no nothing. Just kids happy to get some Harold Chicken and talk to a rapper. Let's continue.
I'm just thinking to myself, like, damn, these little niggas cool as hell. Like, I hope when they get out, you know what I'm saying, they take a different route. Don't end up back in this motherfucker, because they ain't tearing this place down. They ain't tearing the jails down when niggas leave. Like, these still gonna be up for when you do some more bullshit. And so I'm just taking a liking to these young niggas and shit like that. And I end up asking them, like, so what y'all locked up for? It's 20, 30 of them. What y'all locked up for? Like, y'all niggas kids, what y'all in here for? All them little niggas was in that bitch for bodies, bro. All of them. Bodies, all of them. Not one shoplifting, not one fraud, not one fight at school, not one got caught with a gun. All of them. Bodies, babies. 18th birthday going to the county, charged as an adult. Came in there when they was 13, 14, 15, been in there for 2 years. Bodies, all of them. And what fucked me up, I remember when I was in the county fighting my case, and I'm around a bunch of cool ass niggas. I'm around a bunch of niggas who I'm taking liking to. Like, when I get out, I'll be able to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And the craziest part that fucked my head up, some of them niggas gonna get found guilty, bro. How they mamas feel, man. How they families feel. They got little brothers and little sisters. These niggas babies, bro. Some of them gonna get found guilty. This shit like making it to the NBA, beating the case. Everybody don't make it to the NBA, bro. So if y'all some praying people, put them young niggas in your prayers, man. That's in there fighting for their life, bro. As kids.
So T. Bird just asked you to pray for the children who've killed somebody. So what prayer would you have us to pray, T. Bird? What should we ask God to do? Let's go to T. Bird's lyrics. He has a song out that was released October the 4th today. It's called Robbery 8. Verse 1. Had a life sentence. God got me out of that. Like, why me? Nigglets shot the house up. I survived that. Like, why me? Plug want to make me rich. I ain't never met him. Like, why me? When I think about it, Niglet, why not me? I'll deal with the nurse. Ain't safe at the crib. She got me a room. Let's get it. I ain't scared, but these nigglets know where I live and I know how to move. I swear. In the hospital, she was on blank too fast. That got me confused. Trying to throw me some bricks, and the niglet don't even know me. That seems kind of loose. I told her come up, so she in the shower. I'm sitting here thinking. Already mad because the bee that set me up still breathing. I called Willie and Johnny, told them boys get ready. We need us a meeting. Then the shower cut off. It's time to put together these pieces. She came out in a towel, staring at me while she drying her hair. She like, baby, this is precious. I expect it to be handled with care. I whip out a Glock, her face shocked. I see the fear. Don't run, don't scream, or none of that, or you dying in here. She nodded and agreed. I got some questions, but look, peep. If you lying, I'ma see, but if you keep it real, you can leave. Why was you on me like that at the hospital? We know each other or something? And why the plug want to throw me some work? I'm his long lost brother or something? And how you keep trying to throw me to bleep? It seemed like y'all two. She like, look, I ain't doing no screaming or no running. I promise to keep it 100. It was these two nigglets, Tez and Tone. I was giving them the pills, hoping we could have some enough to save enough to get on. It ended up going left, but that story long. I ain't do them nigglets wrong. I ran into D. He said he blanked with me, but not if I'm on my own. That's where you came in at. When you came in the hospital, I had a vision. But you eating too. We both gonna get it. So we both winning. Heard about you in the streets. I know what you do. Couple of years back, I saw your face on the news. For giving that time back, so I knew it was you. Can't lie. It makes sense. So I let down my defenses. But after what I just went through, I still can't trust these. I still can't, because I don't want old boy in his feelings. We got work to do. Let's go get some rest, and I'll call you in a minute. I gave her a hug before she left. She shook up, still timid. If she know me, she know I'll shoot till it start clicking. This is the guy that's qualified. That's just verse 1. This is the guy that's qualified to speak to the youth. This is the guy that's qualified to tell the youth something positive. Not you and not me, him. And he just released a song after he done visited with the babies called Robbery 8.
You know what I'm saying? Shit was so humbling. Shit was so real. Shit touched my heart, man.
What touched your heart? If it touched your heart so much, T Burr, aka T Grizzly, then why didn't you make a song about it? Why did you make a whole album dedicated to the children? Why did your lyrics change up? How do you get humbled and your heart is touched by the babies, but then you release a single called Robbery 8. If what you're saying is true, T. Burr, you're not just capping. If what you're saying is true, then we would see this somewhere in your art. But instead, you left those babies, many of them going to serve the rest of their life in prison. And if they don't, by the time they come out, the world's going to be so futuristic to where they ain't going to be able to survive anyway. But you left those babies and decided to release a single called Robbery 8. But you and I are not qualified. You and I are not qualified.
Wondering why I make so many videos? There's many reasons, but one of them is also because it's the easiest way to do something, feel like I did something without really doing much. Your girl's tired.
Listen what she said. Listen what she said.
If y'all are wondering why I make so many videos, there's many reasons, but one of them is also because it's the easiest way to do something, feel like I did something without really doing much. Your girl's tired.
You heard what she said. That she makes these videos to make it feel like she's doing something, but she's not really doing nothing.
If y'all are wondering why I make so many videos, there's many reasons, but one of them is also because it's the easiest way to do something, feel like I did something without really doing much. Your girl's tired.
Again, what is she tired from? I'll tell you, the mirror. You can tell she's starting to crack. I'm going to tell you that crack look. See it? That's that crack look right there, not crack rock look. I'm talking about crack is in her mental psyche is cracking. This is the crack look. When you start getting on camera and start talking like you personal with all these hundreds of thousands of people, it's starting to crack. The dam is starting to crack. She's starting to crack. Because she's doing all this stuff and she's not happy. That's how the devil gets most people, though. The devil gets most people by making them believe if they do this, they're going to be happy. And then you do it, you're not happy. It's like you chasing, trying to be happy, but it never happens. Because what you're doing isn't rooted in Christ. You're never going to be happy. That's the greatest deception of the world. As big as the world is and as much as is in the world is still empty, though. Because the world itself isn't what God created. God created the earth for us. But the world is a whole different, is the system of how this earth that God created, or this world, we want to say, this planet that God created is good. But the world, the system that runs this planet is bad. We can find fulfillment in the things that God created, like nature, like a certain way of living, like, on a farm, rural living, community, eating organic foods, actual live food, non-processed. Like, we can enjoy the things that God made and be happy. But when it comes to the world, you can't be happy with the world because the world's never satisfied. And if the world's never satisfied, then guess what? You won't be either. If the world's never satisfied, then you won't be satisfied either. But Amanda Seales is cracking. I give it a couple more years, she's going to have to take her to a mental hospital. I'm telling you. I don't wish this on her, but in a couple more years, she's going to have to go to, I'm telling you. And I'm telling you now, she's taking some medication. She is taking some kind of pharmaceutical drug to deal with her, whatever she got going on. I guarantee it. She is taking something. She is taking something. I guarantee it. But you will never be satisfied. Yeah, she said she was autistic. I'm like, where's the diagnosis? Show us the paperwork. Folks just be saying stuff to be shielded from attack. She on something. I don't know what she's on, but she is on something.
Jesse Lee Peterson says that blacks' lack of moral character, not all blacks, but most blacks' lack of moral character holds us back. This man, Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson, said that W.E.B. Du Bois is a communist and a pig. In one of his books, he has a chapter written, Why Black Women Are So Mean. This man, Reverend Jesse Peterson, says that if all whites were to leave America in 10 years, black folk would turn America into a ghetto. This man then came back and says he had to change his statement because it was inaccurate about blacks turning the United States of America into a ghetto in 10 years. He says in light of what he saw in the aftermath of Katrina, he now knows from what he could see at the Superdome, blacks would turn the United States of America into a ghetto if all whites left in 3 days.
Well, that man went from 10 years to 3 days. And everybody knows it's true. Everybody knows it's true. In 3 days. All you got to do is look how the men responded to Katrina. You had white men going around in boats rescuing people. You had black men terrorizing men, women, and children at the Superdome. You had white men going around in boats rescuing people. People and dogs. And you had the kings at the Superdome terrorizing the men, women, and children. If we go to Haiti after the earthquake, you had the white people coming in trying to give aid to the people. You had the Haitian kings taking the aid and taxing the people for it. After those earthquakes, you wouldn't believe the type of SAs that took place, homicides that took place, robberies that took place. So we know when push comes to shove, the kings don't respond well to adversity at all. They become savage beasts. Paul said they're doing it now with the hurricane. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. If you ever want to know the true nature of the black man, just look and see how he responds to a crisis. That's all you got to do. Don't take my word for it. Just go look it up on Google, look at any crisis, and you'll see how they respond to it. And they respond with violence. They respond with deviance, destruction, death, and damnation. Because when the people are at their weakest, their true spirit comes out. What are you going to do when the folks around you are helpless? Oh, okay, the real you's going to come out. Tiana said some of my family members saw it and all they heard was screams at the dome. At the dome. Last one, I'm done.
You are born with a vagina. You can have children. You have a uterus. When you are a male, you are born with a penis. You get a woman pregnant. These words have real meanings. We cannot suddenly get into society where there are no truths.
So to acknowledge a social construct does not mean that we ignore biology, and it doesn't mean that we don't have.
Can men get pregnant?
Depends. I know.
What does it depend on?
I know trans men that can get pregnant.
That means it's a woman. Only one sex can get pregnant.
That's a circular argument. That's
not a circular argument. Yeah. It's proving my thing. There is a truth, a concrete truth. You have to be born with a uterus to have a baby. Only women can get pregnant. The fact that we've arrived in a society
right, that's the part I'm disagreeing with. That's the part I'm disagreeing with.
There's nothing to disagree with it. These are facts. So you can say that this person who is pregnant identifies as a man. That person was born a woman. I can tell you that every single time because only women can have sex because there are concrete truths about life.
Have babies.
Can have babies, pardon. And that is a hard truth about life. You cannot make that go away because you want to call a man, somebody who has a beard and dresses like a dude a woman. Only if it's pregnant, I can tell you exactly what it is. It's a woman.
So that's a throwback clip, but notice when she asked him a question about can a man get pregnant, instead of just saying no, he says depends. And this is the issue because this is a spiritual thing. Wisdom versus being foolish. Is a man wise or is he foolish? Two types of men in the world. Wise and foolish. That's it. Nothing in between. Thank you, Cruise Missile, for the super stick. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Always supporting. Thank you. JV Channel, thank you so much. Or Chanel, thank you so much for the super stick. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But at the end of the day, though, what you'll find is that the character, I'm going to play this video of The Real ISO, but he talked about how a nation's morality really rests in the woman. You can tell where the state of a nation's morals are when you look at the women. But I would also say that you can tell the character of the nation based on the men. The character of the man is reflected in the nation. And the reason why America is viewed the way it is because of one group of men that exhibit that character. That is, for most part, the evangelical Christian white male. That is the character of America. Not saying America's perfect by any means, but the character of America is reflected through the men. And those men represent America. All other men in America have some type of grievance with America, but they don't. They're still the ones willing to fight for the country. All of the other men, from the liberal men to the libertarian men to the Democrat men to the decadent men to the immigrant, all these other men have a grievance, some type of grievance with America. The evangelical Christian white man, not only does he pray for America, not only does he want America to be blessed, but he also is willing to die for America. That is the character of this country. It's them. That is the culture that is America. And they're trying to destroy it. Because they know that is the only hope of the world. The only hope for this planet is that America doesn't fall. But eventually, she is going to fall as the world is going to fall. Vintage Goods Willie, Tootsie and Miss Doubtfire had children. See, we talking about Tootie? Are you talking about T Grizzly? Thank you for the super sticker. Listen, you all, I love you all. Thank y'all so much. Shout out to Chuck. Shout out to Keisha getting married. Shout out to Chad is putting this whole thing together. Shout out to all of you all that continue to walk in the truth. Continue to serve God and believe. Continue to have faith and hope. Continue to still be good people, even though the folks around you are demons. Listen, I love y'all. Want y'all to have a blessed evening. Have a good night, and thank y'all so much. Oh, yeah, Zoom K. I listened to your song, man. I really liked it. I listened to it about 5 times. I liked it. So I'm going to listen to it again, though. But I really liked your song, man. Thank you for sending it to me. Zoom K sent me a song, y'all. It's pretty good. But listen, thank y'all so much. I love y'all, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Yes, bricks. We're going to talk about bricks tomorrow, too. But you know what? Let me say this before I go. I don't like the term colonizer because it's taken out of context. They say the word colonizers to make the group of people seem like they have some kind of mystical or magical powers. It's not colonizers. It's just winners and it's losers. But we can agree that colonizing has benefited most people around the world. But the term colonizing is some cap. It's to make you believe that colonizers are there's some mythical creature that can devour any country. No. There are winners and losers in life. It's just that simple. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. That's how life is. So just because you lost doesn't mean the folks that beat you were wrong. Just because you won doesn't mean the folks that you beat were wrong. They are winners and losers in life. That's how it is. They've tried to reshape this whole thing to make you and I believe that if a person got the short end of a stick, that the whole system has to be changed. That if somebody lost, the whole system has to be changed. No. Not how that works. There was a great quote I heard one day. This man said it at maybe it was a football game. It might have been an NFC championship game, or it was at some kind of game where the guy was speaking. And he said, don't wish it was easier, become better. And that's how I leave on. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.